In this video, we will show you how you can delve deeper into ventilation equipment market data using FEA Industry Insight. We are currently looking at information displayed as part of the overall market summary. All the information on display relates to the UK as a whole across every sector and every equipment category within ventilation. If you cast your eyes to the top of the screen, we have the total market values. Total machines is the total amount of installed ventilation equipment in the UK. Total sites pertains to all operational sites where this equipment is being used. Group sites and independent sites is the split of total sites. Moving to the left-hand side of the dashboard, we have a list of all ventilation equipment types. Beside each of these main categories, we have a small plus button, which when clicked reveals eventually the subsector types of equipment, and this is available on each of these main category types, as you will see when it loads. There we go. The information displayed details the site numbers, the total machines, and the average machines per site. Next to this, we have the date selection slider. This allows you to select a particular date in time starting from the 1st of April 2020 when FEA Industry Insight went live. You will see that as you slide the slider to the particular date you require and then make that selection, the dashboard data updates to reflect the date that you have selected. Now if we take that back to the most recent date, whilst it thinks about it, it does the same again. Below that, we have sector split by machines. This pie chart represents 15 operator sectors, and it displays the percentage share of the whole market itself, but as you hover over it, it will tell you which sector you are looking at and also the total machines as the actual figure themselves and also the percentage figure that is represented within the share of the pie chart that you see here. You will also see that within that box it says right click to drill through. This is the option that allows you to, as it says, right click to drill through, which then brings up a list of all the sites that fall within that sector of the pie chart. So if we were to right click now, it would bring up all the education sites that form that 13.54%. On the right hand side, we have a map of the UK. This is broken down into 12 UK regions and offers the same functionality as the pie chart. If we hover over it, it will give us figures of that particular region. Here you can see that the Southwest, we're looking at total machines, which is 197,000, and the total sites of 33,000. Again, you have the option to right-click to drill through. This will bring up a list of those 33,000 sites that sit within the Southwest. The other functionality that you have here with this map is that you can click on any one of these regions. So for example, if we click on Wales, what that then does is update the rest of the dashboard to reflect those figures purely for Wales. Now, to reset that, if you just click up here, so you've selected the whole of the UK, the dashboard then reverts back to the overall market summary. To the right of the map, we have a list of filters available that allow you to delve deeper into the data. If we look particularly at the filters that sit under the filters on this page menu, starting with sector, the sector filter relates directly to the sector split pie chart that we went through earlier. The subsector filter allows you to select anything from casinos to prisons to theme parks that sit within that sector. Below that is the region filter. These are the same as the regions that feature on the map of the UK. The tab filter aligns to the same sectors listed on the tabs at the bottom of the dashboard that you see down here. Licensed pertains to whether a venue is licensed to sell alcohol or not. Wholesaler details a comprehensive list of UK wholesalers that when selected shows the regions that those wholesalers operate in and the amount of machines that they use. Contract caterer details a comprehensive list of UK contract caterers that when selected shows the regions that those contract caterers operate in and the amount of machines that they use. And has accommodation looks at the businesses that have accommodation. Now, if we look at the tabs at the bottom here that we mentioned within the filter section previously, if we select accommodation and venues, this then brings up data specific to this sector. Again, we can expand the ventilation list here. And you have the same equipment lists that you had previously on the overall market summary. The difference is that when you select these tabs at the bottom, you get a different display come up on your screen. So for example, here we're looking at accommodation and venues, and it's brought up the top 20 groups within this sector of the market. Below that, it has the sector and the subsector. So the subsectors that sit below accommodation and venues. And again, we have the same data here. So we have sites, total machines, and average machines per site. Now, if we look at pubs and clubs, we get exactly the same. Again, we can expand this ventilation menu here and expand the amount of equipment that we can see. What we also have, we have the little plus button here next to these groups. So if we click on Wetherspoons, not the best example, but another one, for example, Fuller Smith and Turner. What that does is that brings up all the other companies that sit under Fuller Smith and Turner. So it gives you even more detail into the groups themselves. And again, you have this subsector list here. So where you have pubs and clubs, you have the particular sectors and site types that sit under that, and those details that relate to that, and that information regarding ventilation equipment within those. And this is available on all of these tabs here that sit along the bottom. Obviously, the groups update, and they relate to the tab that you've selected. The other thing, as mentioned previously before, just to show you a little example of how this works, we've spoken about drilling through. So drill through, if you were to look at air purifiers and pollution control units, we're looking specifically at the top 20 groups in leisure. If you right click, drill through, it will then take you to a site list of the sites that fall into your specific filter. And they are all there. Then to go back, simply click the back button. And then to reset, to go back to the very top, you just come and click on Overall Market Summary. And this takes you back to the overall market summary of the UK, which is where we started. If you would like further information about FEA Industry Insight or more detail about the platform itself and how to use it, then please don't hesitate to get in contact with the team. We'll be more than happy to arrange a full personal demo of FEA Industry Insight and show you exactly what the platform itself is capable of.